Hey everyone, it's Thursdays at 3. Can you believe it's already Thursday? I'm your host, Jason Crespin. Welcome to Amarillo Little Theater's Thursdays at 3. Today is Thursday, July 22nd. I'm live in my kitchen again. I ran home real quick because our internet, I don't trust our internet right now at the main stage, and so I ran home real quick so I can get some good internet to have because we have a great show. Wanted no interruptions at all. So much going on at the Little Theater as always. I want to let you guys know, first off, a huge thank you to everyone who came out and saw Newsies the past weekend. We closed that show, of course, on Sunday. It was a huge show. In fact, Sunday was completely sold out. We put chairs in the aisles. It was the first time we've done that in 2 years because of the pandemic. It was awesome just to close out that show with so many people loving and supporting the show. So huge thank you if you got to come see Newsies this weekend or the past weekend before that. We appreciate all your support and all the positive feedback that we've gotten from the show. We appreciate it. So thank you so much. Congrats to Mrs. Michaela and all of the cast and crew. You can see slowly my goatee is starting to grow back. I feel like I need to have like a camera on it, like people can check in on the growth of the goatee. But yeah, so slowly that's going back. I went to Houston this week to return that big printing press that we had in the show and all the huge kind of foam newspaper and carts, all of that stuff. I drove it down Tuesday, came back yesterday, and Mr. Jason's a little tired, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't bounce back as quickly as I used to, but it's all right. Another great thing that's going on this week, of course, is Calendar Girls. They've started their rehearsals. Miss Terry Wilson has a great cast for that. They've been rehearsing, which has been awesome. Also this week, our dance camp has started up with Miss Lugene, and our last theater camp for 8th through 12th grade, Curtain Up Camp, has started. They started on Tuesday with Cy Scroggins. Camp director for that, of course, Michaela Guerin, our new academy director, is helping with that. So the theater's busy, guys. Things are going, sets are being built, and kids are learning about more theater stuff, and it's just great to hear how busy the theater is again, which is always super fun. Letting you know, coming up around the corner, in case you haven't heard, we have Sound of Music. That's right, the Hills Are Alive. We have Sound of Music auditions right around the corner. All that information, of course, is on our website. If you'll scroll down to cast list and auditions on the main website, on the main page, or go to the Academy's homepage, you can see there the Sound of Music audition information. That's great information for everyone 16 and up. 15 and younger should check out that Sound of Music audition packet, and you can fill out all that information. Auditions for students 15 years and younger, it's going to be on Saturday, July 31st, by appointment. So make an appointment, send an email, get on the schedule. There's a link to sign up for that. And then, of course, our amazing adults can also audition on August 2nd. All that information is there, July 31st, August 2nd. All that information is on our website. So very excited about that. Definitely check that out. It's right around the corner. So you're going to definitely want to audition if you get a chance. Also, talking about Sound of Music and also about Calendar Girls, we have volunteer positions available for that. We're still looking for one spot operator for Always PATSY CLINE. And we're looking for somebody, especially right now, to work props, help with finding some great props for Calendar Girls. If you don't know how important a prop is, you'll definitely know how important a prop is in Calendar Girls. They have to be a certain spots to hide certain areas. So definitely, if you're interested in helping out with that, we want you to be involved at ALT. You can volunteer by emailing Lissa at AmarilloLittleTheater.org. Again, that's for helping out. Calendar Girls need somebody to help with props. And then, of course, Always PATSY CLINE needs one more spot up. If you run spot for PATSY CLINE, you get to see all the rehearsals and the show every night. I mean, right there, that's a huge deal. I mean, right there. Come on. It's a great benefit for sure. And today, guys, we have a huge show for Thursdays at 3 audiences. If you have not heard about Always PATSY CLINE, she's back. She's coming back. She's back on our ALT stage. I am very excited for this show. We know all of our amazing audiences are going to be so excited as well. We have not one, but 2 of the legendary actresses with us. And I'm so excited. I'm going to bring both of them on because Tammy, I see you. It's working. We were having some technical difficulties a little earlier, but we got both of you. I'm going to pull this off real quick so I can see you guys a little bit better. All right, we have Miss Cindi Louise Bulla. Hey, Miss Cindi. How are you? And then we got Miss Tammy, Miss PATSY CLINE herself.
Everybody, here I am.
We were having some technical difficulties, and then I saw you pop up, Tammy. I got so excited.
I know, right? I don't know. I've got this crazy going on. Crazy here. Crazy.
Right there.
Story of
We're
my
going to
life.
charge our audiences $12 just for that one note that you sang.
I know, right? I normally charge for that. I'm normally on stage when I do that, but
Exactly.
things are not so. I have gremlins here with me today or something. I'm not sure what's going on, but
Internet gremlin.
I'm going to get it fixed.
I love it. Well, first,
move to a different position. Maybe that'll help.
Oh yeah, that looks good. First off, I want to know, Cindi and Tammy, both. How are you both doing? You both doing great?
Great.
Yeah, awesome.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's crazy with how theater and everything has been kind of on hold for a while. Of course, bubbles and vaccines and quarantine and all the new words in our terminology and stuff like that. But I'm glad that both of you are doing great and feeling good and all that good stuff.
Yeah, everything's great with me. Of course, we're in Arizona now, so it's hotter than the bejeebies all the time. But
I was going to ask you, yeah. So when did you remind us? When did you go out to Arizona? When did you leave the good old Lone Star State?
I think I've been gone about 11 years now.
Yeah.
My daughter moved out there, took the grandkids, and we started visiting out there. Love the weather, love the climate. And we just moved, and we were back and forth for a while, but we've been permanently there at least 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
But back and forth for about 11 years.
I love it. And Cindi, you are still in Amarillo, but you travel all the time. You're always going out and about.
I do. I've had a leadership position with the Texas Realtors for the last 5 years, and that has afforded me an opportunity to travel all over the United States. So I've been having a blast. But you mentioned the quarantine and all the COVID problems and all that. I'm so grateful that we've reached a level now where we can have live theater again. And what a great show this is to really bring that back. This is a feel-good show from start to finish. It's got tons of nostalgia, and it looks way back. Even if you're young and you don't know the music, you have grandparents who knew that music and love that music, and you just don't want to miss getting to hear Tammy sing Patsy, because it's something special.
Agree. I mean, 100% that this show holds a special place, not only in the hearts of audiences, but of ALT's heart. Of course, we're talking about Always PATSY CLINE, which we want to remind you guys, July 29th through August 8th, 2-weekend return engagement at the Amarillo Little Theater. This show literally is historic, is legendary for the Amarillo Little Theater, because when you guys started this show years ago, who knew that it was going to, last this long, that you guys would be touring the show, and that years later that the show would still be going on. I mean, I think about the cast of Newsies that just closed their show, and they're so sad. You guys never really had that moment where you were like, well, okay, a couple moments when you thought you were done, but it just kept coming back. I love.
Tammy,
I
hope it always does.
How many farewell shows did we do? Tell me that.
We just, if they gave us a beautiful bracelet, which we both treasure, and we wear them all the time for our 100th show. But had we gotten a piece of jewelry for every farewell show, we'd be loaded now.
Right? At least like a rhinestone of some sort.
But I just want to say, it is the music. It's just wonderful music. It's Patsy's music, and I'm doing my best to get as close as I can. But it's PATSY CLINE. You can't, But it's more than that. It's if you don't like the music, come for the fun. It's a fun show. It's full of laughter. Louise will bring you up and tear you down, and jump up and down. It's just a fun show, and anybody who's ever seen it will agree to that. And we've had people that have seen in Amarillo every production we've ever done of this show.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
that's really something. That's really
something for sure.
Really
I mean, this was huge. People would always ask, it was almost like how when people hear Amarillo, they think of the Big Texan or the Cadillac Ranch. When people hear Amarillo Little Theater, they immediately Always PATSY CLINE. That was just I mean, that was the #1 show that people always thought about. Let's go back. Cindi, how did you first get involved at the Amarillo Little Theater? Because I know this role wasn't your first necessarily. What was your first introduction to the Little Theater as far as?
Let's see. I think dinosaurs were roaming the earth. No. So it was my heartbreak. It was my heartbreak. Amarillo Little Theater was my new boyfriend. I was going through a breakup. It was, I think it was, so whatever year Alan started, that was the year I started because, so was that like?
It was 83.
83. Okay. So here's what happened. I'm going through a breakup. It's a divorce and I'm really sad and really insecure. And someone said, there's a little theater in town, because I used to do it in high school. And I did a little bit after high school, but there's a little theater in town, go. And I was like, no, I'm sure it's a clique and all the same old people get it, because that's how community theaters work. But then at the last minute, I walked in to audition for A Streetcar Named Desire.
Wow.
So
wow.
Alan Shankles was playing Stanley Kowalski. And I go in and I meet like legends of the theater, like Don Shipman and back then Sherman Jeannie Harriman, and the place was full of auditionees. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, right, I have a chance. And this is a lesson to everybody, Jason, and everybody that's listening today. It doesn't matter. Everybody, for as long as I remember this place, has always been all in on what's best for the theater. And it just so happened I nailed my heartbreak, and Tennessee Williams went perfectly together. And I nailed that audition. And my very first experience was to act opposite Alan Shankles in Streetcar Named Desire as Blanche Dubois.
What a great introduction to ALT.
Yeah.
Great role, but then also to act opposite Alan. That's awesome.
And then my ego took over and I've never left.
I love it.
Oh.
And then Tammy, for you, PATSY CLINE was your first and only show, right?
First and only show. It's a crazy, crazy story. I had quit a job in the medical profession that I had been at for like 15 years to go become a singing hostess at a steakhouse.
No.
We all have those moments in life when craziness happens, And
In French.
I was going through a breakup, and I was singing, and a lady came in and said, they're having auditions. And I said, well, I'm too busy, and I work on Monday nights. And my boss said, no, you don't. We're going to start closing on Monday nights. Go. So, it was really a fluky thing. That lady came back a couple of times, and then nobody ever saw her again. To this day, I don't know who she was, or it's just things happen the way they're supposed to,
Had she not gone in and tell you, you never would have auditioned. Wow.
Exactly. I didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
And the day I called, after I had auditioned, I called to see who was cast, and they said it would be Tammy Hysmith at that time. And I said, oh my God, that's me. And I was just shocked. But my first day meeting with then musical director Lawrence Strickland, he brought me in. And I think at that time there were like 21 songs, 22 songs. There's 26 now. And he said, how many of these songs do you know? And I said, 19. I was just raised on this music. I've listened to it and sang it my entire life. So it was just a godsend. It came to me right when I needed it most, and it changed my life. And it's been a complete blessing to be in this show and to have Cindi and all the friends that I've made. It's just opened so many doors for me and just changed everything for me. And I'm so grateful to be back, even at this age, because we have a whole new generation of Klein fans we got to reach,
Amen.
Louise fans.
Amen.
Louise can teach you what to do with a heartache. If you're having love life problems, come out.
I think also Louise should open up her own driving school, is what I think, in Amarillo.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. She has orthopedic tires these days.
Right. You know, if you want to know what we're
Tammy.
actually talking about, you have to come see.
Yeah, you got to come see the
You
show.
have to come see Louise in person. You just grab somebody to come with you and get those tickets and come on, because tickets are going to go fast. It's just that kind of a show. It's been groundbreaking since the beginning. It will sell out, and we don't want you to miss it.
Exactly. Amen. Amen.
So Jason, that audition that we both referenced, 25 years ago this November.
Wow.
25 years ago. And both of us were a holy mess. I mean, we were trying to raise kids and juggle broken hearts and jobs, and we were a mess.
You guys both went into those auditions just thinking it was going to be, you know, a 2-weekend maybe run, and not realizing how big of an ordeal it was going to be when you saw your names on that cast list.
Right.
How legendary this show was going to be, and how, you know, I mean, Tammy, if you think about it, you did one show at ALT, one role, over 150 times. You know, I mean, like the amount of times that you did that.
Yeah.
And then Cindi, with you, all of the shows that you've done, plus this on top, it's just crazy to think about how many people have seen you guys perform the show.
Right.
Jason, I got married on November 4th of 1996, and I told my brand new husband, still my husband today, I told my brand new husband, which is something, just so you know, but I told my brand new husband, I'm going to run and go audition for this show, but don't worry, it's a couple of weeks of rehearsals, a couple of shows, it'll be over in no time. Don't worry. And that was 25 years ago.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Brilliant. Some people are commenting. Anita McWilliams says, "Hi, Tammy. Can't wait. She cannot wait." She
my
says.
sister. She's we're sisters through love. We went to high school together, and Anita has gathered up everybody from our graduating class that she can get her hands on. Come on, you got to get tickets. You got to see the show, and she's bringing everybody. So,
that's brilliant.
Yeah, she's a doll. She's a sweetie. Love her to death. I'm so glad she's coming and bringing everybody.
Yeah, good. Lisa in the box office says, everyone picking up tickets tells us what number show this is. This is my 4th time seeing this show. I love that. So everyone's like, they already know. They're telling, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Nick says, not to contradict Terry or Cindi, but the streetcar production was 87. So Alan had been around a little while back then.
Oh, I hope I remember my lines better than I do my history. Oh, well, I'll just make some up.
She will. She will.
Yes, Shannon says, Cindi is a legend.
Oh.
Says, love you too. Patsy Cline is coming to see Patsy Cline again, and I cannot wait. I love it.
Oh, my gosh, that's my sister. That's my sister.
Oh, that's crazy that her name is Patsy Cline, but just spelled differently.
Yes, yes, that's my sister. Oh my gosh, Patsy, I love you. I'm so glad you're on.
Love you. We both can't wait to see you. But you know, Cindi, when she got married just before the show, she actually in her wedding had one of the songs that is in this show. I'm telling you, we could just go on and on and on about the things that are, you know, the bizarre things with this show. But
I bet.
You know, you come and see it, you see this crazy woman and, you know, us together on stage, and let your imagination run wild. If it could happen, it did. And if we could do it, we have. And
that's cool thing to know about the show, that you guys literally toured the show, like theaters across, you know, this area had you guys come in. I don't know, Alan has told me before, like you've gone to Midland, you know, you went to the Ritz, you went all over, but didn't you guys perform in Vegas or no, Nevada, right?
Jackpot,
that's right. Jackpot, Nevada. That's amazing. So you guys just take it all over.
So here's a cool trivia about Jackpot. Nick, you're not going to know this, so I know for sure this is right. So tell me, isn't this the truth? And I think I have pictures. Leanne Rhymes was loading in or loading out, and Freddie Fender was coming in after us. Didn't we fit in right in between those two entertainers, Tammy?
You know what? I think I've seen a picture of something.
No.
No.
It was Michael Bolton and Juice Newton.
But we went 2 or 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of stories there too, but you know what happens on the road stays on the road.
Stays on the road.
Yeah. Great stuff. But it was, I think it was Michael Bolton, because we got in trouble. We were out trying to take pictures, and we got in trouble. 911 had just happened. And they wanted to confiscate our camera, and there's no way we were going to let proof get away from us. And we were like, you're not getting our cameras, and Louise ran the security guy off, and we took off and went on our way. But yeah, we actually were.
All we wanted was a picture of the marquee.
Yeah, you guys were on the marquee.
It said Michael Bolton and somebody else who was famous. And then the next time we went, Juice Newton had just been there, and she was pretty popular back, in the day. And she had left her set list backstage just as you enter the stage.
Whoa.
And I'm not going to say who has that set list to this very day, because that might have been stealing. But I think if she abandoned it, then
if she left it, it was lost.
She left it.
Really.
She left it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She lost it, you found it. So that's how lost and found works, I think.
There you go. We would go to all these different towns, and they would have posters or, something we didn't have.
Yeah.
And so we would, when we left, they were just going to throw them away.
Right. Yeah.
So we have tons of memories.
So for anyone.
So when we signed that big Nevada contract, they sent, they were used to dealing with celebrities. And so they sent this contract out, and they said, what are your dressing room requirements? And Tammy and I are like, we're just excited to go to the dressing room. And Alan said, no, ask for something. Ask for some tea or something.
Yeah.
So we told them we wanted tea.
Tea. I love it. I love it. Yeah,
but Phyllis Diller was there. Remember Cindi?
Yes.
Phyllis Diller had just been there.
Wow.
And it was actually a really, really nice dressing room and green room.
That's amazing.
It just had all kinds of nice things. We were treated just royally everywhere we went. We were treated like we were big stars.
People waited in line forever for autographs.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we had autographs of y'all in my house from my family.
Oh, that's right. I danced with your dad.
We danced with my dad. My dad absolutely loved Louise. I mean, literally would pee in his pants all the time. You would do anything. And then when you guys had the 100th performance, they had that huge cake for you. Tammy, I saw the other night, and she asked me about it. And my dad requested the cake that had Tammy's face on it, because it had a huge picture of you guys. And that piece of cake was in my freezer for years. My dad had until they moved to New Mexico. I think my mom was like,
open the freezer, and
there's Tammy. I love it. Alan just chimed in. Leanne Rhymes was there before us, and then the following year was
it was Leanne Rhymes. Cindi, you are awesome. You
guys both were right.
Thank you, Alan, for saving me.
Yes,
thank you.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I feel like I've seen a marquee with the photo of the marquee somewhere.
Yeah.
What was and Alan, you might be able to help me with this. Do you guys remember what the largest venue was that you guys performed? Wasn't it like the crazy huge 2,000 seat theater or something?
Oh, Rudder Auditorium.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's where the real Louise came up on stage with us and sang the closing song. She was so funny because she had told us, we knew she was going to be at that one, the one in Arlington they surprised us with, but we knew she was going to be at the Rudder in College Station, and so we were going to call her up on stage, and she'd had some illness and her throat was bad, and she said, don't ask me to sing with you because I can't sing. So we're going on with Bill Bailey, and she jumps up and goes, hey, I'm the reason this show exists, and she's like wants to sing with us. And literally what will flash before my eyes on the minute I die, right after my beautiful grandchildren, is going to be the three of us standing there in that gigantic auditorium singing into the lights, Bill Bailey at the top of our lungs. It was so awesome.
Yeah. It was College Station, right?
College Station.
Wow. Wow. I had no clue.
It was huge.
Because there are some people, like Tammy said, that are going to be brand new coming to see the show. For those people who missed the 2,000 performances that you guys did before this, I feel like every time we talk about how
This
many
is your last chance.
Yeah.
I mean it. Come, you better get up there.
last chance. But for those who have no clue what the show is about, what is Always Patsy Cline? What is the show about? Because some people don't know who Louise is. What is the premise of the show?
Go ahead, Cindi.
Okay, so it's the show's written based on a book about Louise Seeger, and this woman was just a huge Patsy Cline fan who just happened to meet Patsy. Patsy came to a ballroom where she was there with her friends to dance and have a good time, and she wanted to meet Patsy, and Patsy and her ended up going home that night and like having breakfast, and then Louise drove her around Houston because all this happened in Houston, and they became fast friends and exchanged letters for years. And there's a book that's got a series of the letters that in it, and in the show one of those letters is read, and it's really it's very moving. Most of the show is just funny because Louise is just the wildest, craziest fan ever, and she does these hilarious things.
I mean, Cindy, your character Louise sets it up, and then for a song, like it's well written where the songs are placed, and then Tammy, you come out and nail Patsy Cline. Like I remember when I saw the show, the very first time I saw the show. So fun fact for me, Patsy Cline was the very first show I ever saw at ALT. It was the summer after my first show at the theater. I was in West Side Story.
Wow.
And then that summer you guys did Patsy Cline. So that was technically the first show I saw. And I remember Tammy being so confused. I mean, I knew that Patsy Cline had passed away, all those things, yes. But I was still just like, you were Patsy Cline to me. Like, just you in your costume and you and your voice just, oh my gosh.
Well, thank you. I've listened to this music my entire life. Grew up listening to it. And, there's nobody like Patsy Cline or Karen Carpenter. But we do the best we can.
No one else
we have
like
a good
Miss
time.
Tammy.
And it's a lot of fun. I've been truly, truly blessed. There's something in the show that back to little things that happen. It says that Louise, the character, took Patsy home for bacon and eggs. And the first week of the show, during those grueling rehearsals we were having, Cindi said, "Oh, don't drive back and forth. Come home with me." So we go home, and I walk into her house, and she says, "Come with me." We go straight into the kitchen. I swear to you, she starts frying up bacon and eggs in that pan. I was like,
oh my gosh.
Oh my God, she really is Louise. I'm sorry, I keep moving, but she really is Louise. And it's just been such.
I heard Tammy sing this show last night in rehearsals. And I'm just telling you, it's the same voice. It's the same voice.
No pressure.
Yeah, it is though. I heard it. And it is just the music, the sound, the steel guitar that's in the band, it's all the same. And I promise you, this sounds pretty self-indulgent because we're having such a good time, but you will too. I guarantee it.
Oh, yes. Agreed. Completely agreed. This show was so legendary for the theater. It put ALT on the map for sure. And it in our kind of news release about the show, it generated, are you ready, over $300,000 for the theater. And that's just ticket sales. Like that's not, think people bought season tickets because of Patsy Cline and different, that $300,000. A lot of people always, I remember growing up in the theater, people would always joke with Alan that the Turk lobby was basically built because of Oprah. Oprah probably helped pay that off. And Alan would always say, "Oh, no. It wasn't Oprah. It was Patsy Cline."
That's incredible.
All of the work that you guys did, the band, the crew, Jeff Jarnigan and Treva all are backstage with their vocals and all the help that all of the whole team did. Really is what put ALT on the map and was able to generate some much needed funds for the theater all of those years and made you guys really famous. I feel like in our area. I mean, people, Tammy, I know you had an album that came out. I mean,
yes,
I have an autographed album from you. My dad has an autographed album from you. Like, I mean, it was big. It was
a big deal. I met soon to be president and just a lot of people that, and I went to a lot of places and was involved in a lot of things that would have never have happened in my life had it not been for this show.
I love it.
And I'm so grateful that Alan is allowing us to come back. The show could have been recast and it wouldn't have been near as good, but people would have come to it
because we're humble.
but,
we're humble.
we'll do this show if we have to crawl on that set, as long as somebody's willing to come watch us. And Cindi and I talked one time about we could just get together and do this in your living room.
Right. Yeah.
That's how much I love the show. But
I can see the dressing room now.
I'm sorry?
I can see the dressing room now full of Ace bandages and Bengay and ibuprofen. And
yeah. Alan had there were just so many things that were new with the show, and there most likely will be something new happen during this run.
Sure.
It always does.
Well,
and I'm hoping it doesn't involve me wearing Depends, but when you get Louise on that stage, anything could happen. But Alan, we had the trailer at that time. It said Always Patsy Cline tour. And then Alan came in one day. We were gonna surprise Alan with this and wear our shirts. I still have my Patsy Cline shirts.
Wow.
T-shirts that we used to wear on tour. And at the bottom, we had one color and then we got another. And at the bottom, Alan had the Forever tour.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And I got my shirt because he was like, this is going to go on forever.
I love that. The Forever tour is perfect.
Yeah, it was just so many things, so many things happening.
Talking about one of the new things, Jennifer Akins, who is our now music director, is
Right.
director for the show. She says, it's me. I'm new. She's never seen the show because her time, whenever you guys ended the show, then she's come in the past, 15
Right.
years and done stuff. Some of the other band members are new to Patsy Cline. We're going to introduce a whole new audience to not only Patsy Cline, but Louise as well, and how historic and legendary this musical was for the theater. And I always remember when Alan talked about this early on, that nobody was doing Patsy Cline when you guys did it. It wasn't
right.
It wasn't on the map. It was struggling along. You guys were kind of the first to really take off with it. And then because of you guys, people started generating interest. Other theaters wanted to do it. And so, man, just to think about not only what you've done for the theater, but what you've done for this show in particular, is pretty awesome that you guys, I mean, really legends. You guys are legends in ALT's eyes.
Well,
sure.
Cindi will tell you this too. It's the people behind us, pushing us, helping us, supporting us. Opening week, the opening of the show, I was about as afraid as I've ever been in my life. And Alan, just said, calm down, relax, take a breath.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you there.
Sure.
You will. I said, what if I'm not ready? And he said, you will be ready.
Yeah.
And I was, I was a little hoarse, but we've just had so many people, some of them are no longer with us. And, we were thinking about them the other night, we still think of them, but it's just been, and the love between Cindi and I, and we've seemed to ditch terrible husbands at the same time. And, we both have great kids. We were raising at the same time. In fact, our kids were younger when we started this show than, or they're about the age of, we have grandkids now.
Wow. Yeah.
Their age.
That's amazing. Amazing.
Jason, I want to add that is the difference. If you think you've seen this show, you haven't. Alan's direction and all of the music direction that we had in those early days and all the things that allowed us the latitude to make it our own, we did it. We did just that. We made it ours.
Right.
And Alan given Tammy the push she needed, and he knew exactly what I needed. We had worked together for years, and I was terrified about comedy because I had always been a dramatic actress. And I remember the advice he said, and this was great advice. He said, you cannot go halfway with the show, because I was reading that script thinking, that's the dumbest junk I've ever heard in my life. This is a terrible script. And then he was like, not if you do it right, and not if you can't go halfway, you got to go all the way. And I will never forget, Tammy and I were both mortified going onto that stage, but he had empowered us to just turn loose and let it go. And it's done nothing but grow since. And even with almost 12 or 13 year hiatus, it's still growing.
I love it.
Growing, yeah. You know, in the show, it talks about going to the radio station. Oh my gosh, we've done that so many times. You know, Alan would have something set up for us. They're going to be calling you at 9 o'clock to do a radio interview, or you got to be down at the studio at such and such time. So there's so much of the show we've actually done.
Sure.
You know, we have done this together. It's just been, we were in some town somewhere and somebody called, and I had sang at a business there in Amarillo, and was asking me, weren't you the girl that sang there? And I said, yes, I was. And the disc jockey said, let's go to break. And he said, okay, we'll take your question. I was like, wait, what is he going to ask me? You know, so it was just a group, you know, the guys pulled that trailer all over this country and set it up and tore it down. And
what was that like for both of you guys, walking in back into through the shop door of the theater and seeing the set, seeing those walls back up, seeing the jukebox in the corner, the yellow table? Like, how was that for you guys, getting to just revisit your friends? That was the set pieces.
You know, I love my kids. That's my greatest life accomplishment. But the thing I've done solo that, you know, I've stood on, when I'm on that stage, nobody can help me. You know, and Cindi too, you're either doing it or you're sinking. And the thing that I have done singularly is PATSY CLINE, and walking in that door. To be honest with you, I have prayed and prayed and prayed and wished and hoped that we could just one more time. And I didn't think it was going to come.
Yeah.
So the fact that it did come, and Cindi and I stay in touch, you know, we're always staying in touch, but it's a blessing. It's a bigger blessing now than it was then in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I love that. Oh, I love that.
Jason, I lost my mom just after this show started, and there's the Schlitz sign that's in the back, and there's an exit sign in the auditorium of our home theater that I used to think, because my parents love this music so much, and my dad was gone too, and so I would look at that exit sign, and I would always imagine that my parents were watching that show and that they'd be proud. And when I walked in last night and I saw that Schlitz sign, everything was just like we left it, as though we had never left.
Right.
Every little stick of that, the flats, the furniture, that yellow dinette. There's a memory associated with every inch of it.
Yeah.
And most of them, well, all of them, except for the ones that are just nostalgic and kind of tear-jerking, are just heavenly memories. They're just beautiful memories.
Oh, I love that.
And that's what this music does to all of our audience members. It's why people have seen it so many times. That music it just takes you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There are some of these songs that, you know, even if you have never heard these songs, you can't help but tap your toes and snap your fingers and try to sing along. And you'll be singing these songs the next day or as you walk out the door, because it's not just, you know, old music. It's great music. It's good music. It's fun music. It's, you know, stuff that we should be hearing now. We don't, unfortunately, a whole lot. But
and don't you agree? The music back then, there was such great storytelling elements in the music.
Right.
The song tells a story, and I think the way it was put into the show with Louise' monologue, basically, it's it's such a fitting where you will definitely feel all the good feelings and you'll maybe get emotional, but then you will laugh and have a great grand old time for sure. Speaking of some of the set, you can kind of see one of these. I pulled one production photo of the show from years ago where the Lone Star or Lone Star Texas on right there. And then this was one of our promotional pictures that we did a couple years back. I just love those costumes. And then that's in our lobby right now, just hanging out.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. You'll be able to see photos of you guys in the lobby. Cindi saw that in the lobby the other day and got that photo. So yeah, we of course want people to see you guys star in this show. Tickets are on sale right now. We want to remind you that Always Patsy Cline runs July 29th through August 8th. Thursday shows at 7:30, Friday and Saturday shows at 8 o'clock, and of course Sunday matinees on the 1st and the 8th of August at 2:30. We have an amazing band led by Jennifer Akins. She's the music director and piano player. Brian Gomez on guitar. Bobby Schaefer on bass. Rick, I think Fauquet.
Yeah, he's
a
return player.
It's
Rick
insane that he's playing the
show.
steel.
Bobby,
Allison Hall. Allison Hall, Phil Scott back on drums. Oh, it'd be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic for sure. And in case you have tickets already and you're thinking, man, I just wish I had more Patsy Cline in my life, we want to remind you on the 30th, there's an event, a special event called After Patsy Cline. It's on Friday, July 30th, 10:30 to 12:30 at the Adventure Space. There's going to be late night barbecue by Spicy Mike's, open bar courtesy of Reed Beverage, dancing to a damn good country band. Tickets for that event are $25 each. You want to make sure to call the box office, 806-355-9991, or visit our website, amarillo.littletheater.org, of course, to get tickets for Patsy Cline, get tickets for After Patsy Cline event. It's going to be a show. I'm telling you, don't wait for the second weekend. Go the first weekend because you're going to want to come back the second weekend.
That's right.
You don't want to see the second weekend and think, oh my gosh, how do I see this again? Because this show, we are not kidding, guys. This show is legendary. These performances by Miss Cindi, by Miss Tammy are just absolutely fantastic. And it's been 15 years that the show has been on our stage. It's going to be absolutely I mean, everyone's already gearing up for it. People are excited. And it's going to be an absolute oh, I forgot. Jennifer did remind me. We added Ricardo Cruz. That's right. On second guitar. So even more amazing musicians in this show. And you're not going to want to miss it. Cindi and Tammy, for you, before we leave, I want to find out from you, when you're revisiting a role like this, I mean, is it already in your bones? I mean, Tammy, of course, you said you've sung this music, even before you auditioned for this show. You guys have done the show so many times. So how is it feeling back, bringing it back, coming back to the main stage and saying, okay, we have rehearsals again. Let's look at this for your, whether it be for the vocals, for the lines. How has that been the process for you guys?
Well, for me, we do what we call Louiseisms. And if you come to the show, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We never stopped. This show has never stopped being some part of my life.
Yeah.
And, if I'm talking to a family member and the phone's disconnected, there's a Louise. You just have to come find out what I'm talking about. But it's just a part of my life, and I'm sure it is Cindy's, but I'll let her answer.
So I have to tell you, because of the long hiatus, I wasn't sure, how organized it would be in my now a little bit older mind. But the funny thing is, there's the pressure's on because all of the band members and Tammy and the light man and Alan, they all know every one of my lines. So I got to know. But the truth is, we did it for so long, and that the character of Louise and Cindi Bulla aren't really as far apart as she might like to think they are. And the things she says are things that they're just part of me. Truly, they are. And so when I pulled out the script, of course, I hadn't seen the script in 25 years because, we memorized it once and then went on. And so I did realize that I had taken a little liberty with that script.
A little, yeah.
When I got the script, I was like, dang, I never said that.
I know Alan Shankers is rolling his eyes right now.
Yes, he is.
because it was connected to how I felt when I said it, what I was hearing Tammy sing at the moment. I was feeling it and thinking it. When I read that letter at the end and all the thoughts well up and listening to the music, and it really wasn't a reach at all. It was like putting on a comfortable old pair of shoes that just felt really good.
Sure. Oh yeah. I mean, it's in your bones. It's in your DNA. This music, these lines. I mean, having performed it for 10 plus years over so many performances, it's a part of you, definitely, for sure. What are you guys both hoping audiences take away after they see this show, whether it be for their 10th time to see it or their first time? What are you hoping that when they leave the show after seeing your legendary performances? What are you hoping they take away from this show, Tammy?
I hope they all go home and organize themselves and demand the theater do it again.
They get out their emails, they get out their letters, and say, pick at the theater. Yeah.
Yeah, Alan will be, hitting me with throwing rocks or something. Stop saying that. But, we just love it. And people come to the show and they say, are you tired? And once you see the show, you'll know why they say that to Cindi and I both. But we could turn around, go right back in and do it again.
Yeah. What if we just hide you both in all the shows? Like Patsy and Louise are nuns in a Sister Act, in a Sound of Music. We'll put you guys on the train, in Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, PATSY CLINE.
Just a little cameo like Alfred Hitchcock used to do.
Little cameos. You guys are, in the audience of Cabaret, just there on vacation or something. I mean, why not?
I'm down for that. That's wonderful. I'm all for it. Yeah.
We should have had you guys somehow be in Newsies somehow and made, a cameo appearance there. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Newsies was so good. If you had given me a cameo, I would have jumped out in the middle and tried to tap dance with them. That was such a great show.
I love it. Cindi, what about you? What are you hoping audiences take away from this?
I just hope that Patsy's music, Tammy's voice, and Patsy's music will do for everybody in the audience what it does for me, because it just takes you out for a minute of all the stuff. And we've all had lots of stuff. Everybody has, but the stuff has been really big the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And so I hope the stuff just lifts off of them when they hear this music, just like it does for me.
Yeah.
And that they leave with all the nostalgia and all the feels. I'm about to cry right now. All of the things that those sweet memories of simpler times, and they weren't any less hard. And that was a great reminder for me. They're not any less or more hard.
Yeah.
We just maybe took them better and took them together like a team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah. Just peace and happiness. And they're going to walk away with that. They're going to be happy. Bring your tissue. You'll need it for about 2 seconds. And then, you're just going to be happy, jumping for joy. It's just a great fun. Come to have fun.
Amen. Come have
it's
fun.
It's a honky tonk.
Honky-tonk merry-go-round.
Who doesn't have a ball at a honky-tonk, especially with Louise? So
exactly right. I think Miss Cindi might have froze on us.
I think she did. She's gonna
Cindi,
love that.
Pull you out real quick and see if I can get you back in from unfreezing. Let's see if we can pull you. We'll find out if she gets. But we're wrapping up anyway in case she doesn't fully come back. I agree. Oh, I think she's going to try to reconnect.
She may have left. Okay. Let me just throw in there. We didn't mention Allison, our fiddle player. We have a fiddle player.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
People know her from Once. She was fantastic in Once. And how you've gotten to hear the band, Tammy.
Yeah. We've been in rehearsals all week, and it's going great. Everybody's excited. And some of them have played with us before. And we have new people, so it's just been it's been great. It's been really thrilling. It's just so fun to be back where I belong.
Back where you belong.
Back where I belong.
Back.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. And you don't have to go walking after midnight to come see any of these people. Shows are at 7:30, 8
That's
o'clock,
right.
and 2:30 matinee. So it's
That's
perfect
right.
time for sure. For
That's
sure.
right.
I love it.
Yeah, and there's going to be people doing Louiseisms. You're going to want to know what
Yes.
they're talking about. You
For
don't want
sure.
to miss it.
Oh,
Yeah.
100% agreed. 100% agreed. Again, we want everyone to know. Cindi just texted me. I lost it. Internet is out. No worries, Cindi. We will get you back. We were wrapping up anyway. We want to remind everyone, PATSY CLINE, July 29th through August 8th, 2 weekends. Come see this legendary performance on our ALT main stage. Come to the After PATSY CLINE event on Friday the 30th. Tickets for both events are, of course, on our website or call our box office, 806-355-9991. If you're interested in maybe doing spot op for this show, you can always volunteer by emailing lissa@amarillo.org. We always say we are a huge family at Amarillo Little Theater. And a couple years ago when Alan had the Recollection special event and you and Cindi were there and you sang, it was a hint, it was a little taste of the show again, and it was like a huge family reunion. And I feel like we're about to have another family reunion of this legendary show, this legendary characters that you guys brought to life so many years ago.
Well, it is. That's exactly what it is. It's going to be a great reunion. Not only the cast and crew of PATSY, all of us reminiscing, and some past crew members have come by and gave us their blessings.
Yeah.
But it's the people that come to see this show.
Yeah, the audiences.
2, 3, 4. I'm so excited to see some of these people. And there's people that came to every performance in Amarillo that have passed on. And we really miss those people and love and appreciate their devotion that they gave to us. But there's people still, just like you mentioned, this is my third, fourth, fifth time. It's just I'm so excited to see everyone. It gets really hectic with rehearsals and back and forth, and my days are pretty full, so I don't get to see a lot of people from home like I want to. But when they come through the door and they're happy and they're smiling, I've given you the best I got. So I'm so and Cindi too, and it's just so thrilling. All these people that we haven't seen. Oh my God, I haven't seen you since the last show.
Sure. Yeah. My parents have since moved to New Mexico. They're coming the second weekend. They're coming and they cannot wait. They've always said, "You tell us when PATSY CLINE's coming back." And
well,
so
people never stop calling, asking when is PATSY coming back.
Yeah.
And those are the people. It's that kind of love and support for this show that is the underlying force, the driving force. It's just the love of the show with us and the people that attend and everybody involved in it. It's just fun. It's just a big warm hug, and everybody needs that right now. So.
Amen. We want you audiences to come experience that. So what are you doing if you don't have tickets yet? Again, PATSY CLINE, July 29th through August 8th. Call that box office. Get those tickets. We who knows? This officially maybe not. Maybe all of Tammy's high school friends are going to picket outside Sound of Music saying, "We want Tammy back." And who knows? Maybe
that's okay. Get those walkers out, guys. You can do it. You can do it.
I love it. I love it. Well,
put on those orthopedic shoes. Cindy Smith is wearing hers.
I love it. I love it. Well, I know that you guys, I cannot wait to see the show. It's coming opening night. I'm sure I'll sneak in throughout the rehearsal process this week and just sit in and Cindi says, "Lost internet. Now I'm in the audience." Oh, Cindi, we love you.
You never know about Louise. I'm just giving you fair warning. You never know what's going to happen. Even we don't know.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Give the show into Cindy's hands and she'll lead you wherever.
Yeah.
But we will gladly follow. Well, I love both of you so much, Tammy. Thanks. Not only one, thank you for being a part of Thursdays at 3, but thank you for agreeing to come back to Amarillo for
always.
We appreciate it because we know you're
Always.
busy and out in Arizona and with different things. We're glad that this worked out in a time slot that you can make it out here. And Cindi, we appreciate you too. We know you're crazy busy with your job as well and all the things that you have going on. So for you to carve time for Alan to direct you guys both back in this epic legendary show is just Hysmith. It's lightning in a bottle that we're able to catch one more time. So we are so appreciative at ALT. We know our audiences are going to absolutely love you guys, and those audiences that are brand new who don't know who Louise is yet, or who have not heard a PATSY CLINE yet song, they're in for a treat. I tell you, we had Cindi recorded just a little bit of Louise's beginning of the show for a radio spot the other day, and it was like a time machine. I heard her just do the opening of the show, and it was literally like a time machine. I thought, oh my gosh, this is absolutely fantastic. So cannot wait to see you guys on stage, to hear you sing again, Miss Tammy, and it's going to be epic. It's going to be a great 2 weekends. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So it's going to be awesome. Well, I love you so much. I can't wait to give you another big hug, and
thank you so much.
If anything you guys need during these next 2 weeks, let us know. We'll send you a rider to ask for dressing room items, and we'll see what we can do with our nonprofit status still at ALT. But we'll get you some tea or whatever you need for that dressing.
Awesome.
I love it. Thank you, Miss Tammy. Thank you, Cindi, for being a part of this as well. We'll see you guys at PATSY CLINE, July 29th through August 8th. Get your tickets, guys.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Love you, big Tammy. We'll see you soon.
Love you, big sweetie. Thank you so much.
Yes. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.